Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired later throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. And today is March 12th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the Durango Police Department says Johnson confronted a delivery driver at the dispensary and stole a large amount of marijuana before fleeing. A La Plata County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit tracked Johnson into the hills above Bodo Park, where he was later arrested. Johnson graduated from high school in Farmington. On Friday, Joel Cameron, owner of the Greenery, argued for a lengthy prison sentence for Johnson. Johnson told the court he takes full responsibility for his actions and does not want the robbery to define the rest of his life. I made the worst choice of my life, he said. I am ashamed of my actions because they do not paint an accurate picture of my character. District Judge William Herringer acknowledged Johnson's potential, including being 12 credits shy of a college degree, but called the robbery an extreme, dangerous, and traumatic event that required a sentence that reflected the magnitude of the crime.
From the Journal in Cortez, courtesy photo, a police horse protection bill conceived by Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin was signed into law by Governor John Hickenlooper on March 7th. The bill, Crime of Cruelty to Certified Police Working Horse, was sponsored by Montrose Republicans Representative Mark Catlin and Senator Don Coram. The bill boosts punishment for people who harm police horses from a misdemeanor offense to a Class 6 felony, the same for harming police dogs. It was really needed because there was no serious consequence for assaulting or harming a police horse in the state, said Nowlin, who recently implemented a mounted patrol program in the county and Dolores. The new penalty for harming a police horse is 6 to 18 months in jail and a fine of $1,000 to $100,000. The law applies if the horse is harmed on or off duty. A second offense adds an anger management requirement. Previously, harming a police horse was a misdemeanor under the animal cruelty law. The new law, House Bill 18-1041, adds language about cruelty to police horses to a statute protecting police dogs. Police canines have those extra protections, so should police horses, Catlin said. The new law gives a person who reports an incident of cruelty to a police horse immunity from civil liability, the same as for reporting cruelty to a police dog. Anyone who harms or kills a police horse would be required to pay restitution to the person or agency who owns the animal, including any immediate or ongoing veterinary expenses. They must also pay replacement costs if the horse is killed as a result of cruelty incident. The court can also rule that the offender pay for training costs of the new horse. I was always amazed there was no law on this, so it has been one of my goals for a while, Nowlin said. These horses have very specialized training and are part of the law enforcement family. Nowlin traveled to Denver for the bill signing ceremony, which included a photo op with the Denver Mounted Patrol, Hickenlooper, Catlin, and Coram. The bill had unanimous support, Nowlin said, and sailed through the legislature. In Denver, Nowlin met with the newly restarted Denver Mounted Patrol, which was very appreciative of the new law, as are other departments in the state who use horses. Mounted patrols are making a comeback, Nowlin said, because of the diversity of skills of the horse and as a community relations strategy. People, especially kids, like them, and the positive interaction with law enforcement has lasting benefits. They also are handy for festival patrols, backcountry crimes, and search and rescues. The Montezuma County Sheriff's Office has 3 certified horses for mounted patrols, and there are horse stalls and training areas in Cortez and Dolores. Nowlin said that on Halloween, his department's mounted patrol made their first DUI bust. Officers on horseback followed a suspicious vehicle and flagged it down in Dolores.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo from the Journal, a La Plata County man was sentenced Friday to 3 years in community corrections after leading police on a multi-hour pursuit north of Bayfield. Michael Fisher Wilson was charged with aggravated motor vehicle theft, criminal attempt to commit robbery, vehicular eluding, criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, and second-degree burglary. On the morning of October 30th at the grocery store at Bayfield 381 East Colorado Drive, Wilson attempted to rob the store's owner, Paul Peoples. When the robbery was unsuccessful, Wilson led police on a 20-mile chase north of Bayfield in a car stolen from his mother, reaching speeds of 80 miles per hour and a multi-hour foot pursuit. He abandoned the car a couple miles north of Vallecito Reservoir and broke into a Vallecito resident's home, where a woman inside persuaded him to leave before calling the police. On Friday, Diane Paxton recounted her morning commute when Wilson's reckless driving forced her off the road. He made that vehicle into a 3,000-pound deadly weapon, she said. Within split seconds, I had to swerve my car to avoid being hit. He exhibited an extreme disregard for human life that day. Annie Woods, Wilson's public defender, said the incident does not define Michael. She attributed his actions to a difficult childhood, including an abusive, drug-addicted mother and mental illness.
Marijuana industry creates hundreds of jobs, millions of dollars in spending, according to a study from La Plata County reported on in the Durango Herald. Photos from the Durango Herald. Marijuana sales totaled $27.7 million in La Plata County in 2016, generating $36.9 million in economic output and 351 jobs, according to a study released last week by Local First. The impetus for the study, said Monique DeGiorgio, managing director of Local First, was that La Plata County considered in June 2017 implementing excise taxes on marijuana sales, and the Durango City Council had a similar discussion in August of 2017. Both boards ultimately decided against implementing a tax. While the $4,000 report was paid for by businesses in the cannabis industry, DeGiorgio said Local First was conscientious about choosing a reputable third-party researcher to conduct the study to provide an unbiased profile of the economic impact of the industry based on solid data. Local First is a small trade association that represents La Plata County independent businesses. It has about 250 members. Without the financial support of the industry, the study could not have been completed. The report found employee wages, salaries, and benefits, as well as business owner income from the marijuana industry in the county totaled $14.8 million in 2016. Wages in the cannabis industry are comparable to or better than wages in other types of industries in La Plata County and were much better than the state-mandated minimum wage of $8.31 an hour in 2016, according to the study. Total revenues brought in for the city of Durango from 2015 to 2017 were $3.4 million for Durango, $1.1 million for La Plata County, $61,000 for the town of Bayfield, and $53,000 for the town of Ignacio. One surprising conclusion from the study, DeGiorgio said, was the number of associated and support industries for retail sales that are considering leaving La Plata County for nearby counties that require fewer regulatory hurdles. In terms of jobs, the study found 233 jobs directly related to the industry in La Plata County in 2016. The study concluded 50 indirect jobs were created by the industry. Also, 68 induced jobs were created. Induced jobs are generated when industry employees spend money on housing, food, and entertainment.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a Montezuma County Sheriff's deputy responded Monday to a report that a man had gone to the hospital after being attacked by a house cat. According to the incident report by Patrol Deputy John Hayes, county resident Bobby McLean was working on a neighbor's garage in the 18,000 block of Colorado Highway 145 when he saw a cat laying on the ground and yowling as if in pain. He said he had approached the cat to see if it was injured, but when he reached toward it, the animal reportedly attacked him, jumping on his face and biting and clawing him. After Bobby McLean pulled the cat off his head and kicked it away, it chased him to his porch, according to the report. Thomas McLean, who was also at home, reportedly chased the cat away by hitting it with a stick. Bobby McLean reportedly suffered lacerations on his face, ears, left arm, and right hand, some of which required staple sutures. According to the report, Thomas McLean had adopted several feral cats in the past, but said he didn't recognize the cat in question, which he said was black and looked too well groomed to be a stray. Haynes spoke to the McLean's neighbor, Pamela Shanks, to ask if she had seen anything during the cat fight. She reportedly responded by saying, "It wasn't Midnight, was it?" She picked up a black cat named Midnight and showed it to Haynes. She told Haynes that Midnight was a house cat, and though he never went outside, he had been acting nervous that morning. On Saturday, Shanks told the Journal through a Facebook message that she left Midnight in the care of a friend. She said she wasn't sure whether Midnight was the cat that attacked McLean, but her friend's home might be a safer place for him. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The National Weather Map data provided by Raytheon to NOAA is showing the line of rain along the western coastline behind the low pressure system in the northern states. While the high pressure sits over most of the western and central U.S., the eastern states are still feeling the pangs of winter, with rain in the southern states and rains and snow up through Maine. Regionally, a weak disturbance will bring some spotty showers to the flat tops and central mountains this afternoon. Outside of those areas, expect variable cloudiness as warm temperatures continue. High pressure will build in with the next chance for precipitation being Wednesday night. And after that, a deep area of low pressure will approach from the west, possibly bringing a period of unsettled weather for the next weekend. The local DCTV 5-day outlook shows today partly sunny with a high near 53 degrees, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 35 degrees, west-southwest winds around 5, becoming east-northeast after midnight. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 60 degrees, light and variable winds becoming south-southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon. And take a look at Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 38 degrees. That's quite balmy. South-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday, we pick up a 20% chance of showers afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 62 degrees, breezy with a south wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Wednesday night, a 20% chance of showers remains, mostly cloudy with a low around 38 degrees and breezy. You know what breezy means here. Thursday, we may be reminded we are not quite out of winter ourselves. A 20% chance of showers, again, mostly sunny with a high near 54 degrees. Thursday night, a slight chance of rain showers before 8 p.m., then a slight chance of snow showers between 8 p.m. and midnight. That's Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 33 degrees. Then Friday, it's mostly sunny again with a high near 51. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 32. Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 49. Saturday night, a chance of rain and snow showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 29 degrees. At least that is the forecast at this point. And now, back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, car thefts are increasing in southwest Colorado faster than in the state as a whole, according to data presented at an information session by Coloradans Against Auto Theft on Wednesday. Research from the Colorado Auto Theft Prevention Authority shows thefts increased 27% in southwest Colorado from 2016 to 2017, compared with an 8% increase across the entire state. John Henry, a communications consultant for CAAT, and Colorado State Patrol Captain Mark Mason presented the data to members of the Cortez Police Department and Montezuma County Sheriff's Office at City Hall just before hosting a 2-day training for local law enforcement on auto theft prevention. They also offered a few tips on how civilians could help prevent auto thefts. CAAT is an education program organized by the state-funded CATPA, which also funds several other initiatives to help local law enforcement fight auto theft. Mason is part of the Southwest chapter of another such initiative, Beat Auto Theft Through Law Enforcement. Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nallon is a member of CATPA's board of directors. Mason listed statistics from Colorado as a whole showing not only an increase in auto thefts, but also an increase in accompanying secondary crimes. He said the evidence shows most recent auto thefts were committed in order to facilitate other crimes like burglary and drug trafficking across state lines.
From the Durango Herald out of Albuquerque, photos AP filed, residents of a New Mexico Hispanic village near the site of the world's first atomic bomb test want to share their stories with Congress about health problems they say are linked to the explosion. The Tularosa Basin Downwinders Consortium is raising money so its members can travel to Washington, D.C. this summer to testify about the effects of the Trinity test on generations of Tularosa residents and others who live near the site. Tina Cordova, co-founder of the Downwinders, said around 10 members are planning to go before the Senate Judiciary Committee, but no date has been scheduled. 2 previous hearings have already been canceled, so we are anxious to go there and share our story, Cordova said. Scientists working in then-secret city of Los Alamos developed the atomic bomb as part of the Manhattan Project. The secret program provided enriched uranium for the atomic bomb. It also involved facilities in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Hanford, Washington. The bomb was tested in a stretch of desert near towns with Hispanic and Native American populations. Members of the consortium say many who lived near the Trinity test site weren't told it had involved an atomic weapon until the U.S. dropped bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and World War II ended. They say they want acknowledgement and compensation from the U.S. government after many families were diagnosed with rare forms of cancer. Advocates want the Federal Radiation Exposure Compensation Act amended so people near the site can be included. The law currently covers only areas in Nevada, Arizona, and Utah that are downwind from a different test site. In 2015, U.S. Senator Tom Udall, Democrat of New Mexico, pressed the Senate to include New Mexico residents in the law after meeting with Tularosa downwinders. He said there is evidence that people were injured by radioactive fallout and should be compensated by the federal government.
According to the Cortez Journal, in 2016, a cut in a fiber optic cable in Cortez temporarily shut down a 911 call center and caused widespread internet outages across the region. The event highlighted a pervasive problem that overwhelms rural areas throughout America: lack of reliable access to broadband. Congress continues to consider prioritizing infrastructure in the second year of the Trump presidency, but public discussion focuses on roads, waterways, and bridges with minimal discussion on rural broadband infrastructure. It's a public It's a public safety issue, not an I want to watch my Netflix issue, said Miriam Gilla-Wiles, Executive Director of the Southwest Colorado Council of Governments. It's also an economic development issue because nobody has internet to be able to do the work they need to do to bring in revenues. If an infrastructure package comes to fruition, Southwest Colorado's congressional delegation hopes to push for broadband expansion. In an interview Friday with the Durango Herald, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper said the White House has been receptive to including broadband expansion in an infrastructure bill. Broadband coverage is slow, unreliable, or non-existent in many parts of rural Colorado, as we know. Gardner is leading the effort in the Senate with two bills sitting in committee: the Streamlining and Investing in Broadband Infrastructure Act, introduced with a bipartisan group of senators, and the Airwaves Act. The first bill directs the U.S. Department of Transportation to include installation of broadband infrastructure on all construction of new federal highways and lane expansion projects. The policy is known as Dig Once because it avoids digging up the road to install fiber optic cables in the future.
Reported by the Journal in Cortez with their previous year's photos, the Four States Ag Expo returns to Montezuma County this week, with sustainability and water conservation ruling the schedule. This will be the Expo's 36th year at the county fairgrounds. The three-day event, which kicks off Thursday morning, will feature about 100 vendors, live entertainment, hands-on educational workshops for all ages, activities for kids, and much more. Many of this year's educational sessions will focus on sustainable farming and ranching, particularly in light of the current drought in the Southwest. The Expo's executive director, Radiance Beals, said the event drew between 8,500 and 9,500 people last year. Most of the events are geared towards farmers, ranchers, and others in the agriculture industry, but it is open to everyone. Last year's Expo introduced the Agceptional Rodeo, a series of events for children with disabilities or other needs that would prevent them from competing in the regular livestock contests. Modeled after the Exceptional Rodeo, an initiative of the Pro Rodeo Cowboys Association, it allowed kids to compete in barrel races on broomstick horses, ride in replica bucking broncos, and pet farm animals, among other activities. Colorado State University Extension agent Tom Hooten said the rodeo was a hit last year. About 35 children have already pre-registered for the Thursday event, he said. He will be helped at the Children's Ag Learning Facility educational programs that will run throughout the Expo. Throughout the weekend, the Expo will offer clinics for horses and their owners. This year's clinicians include Jimmy Brown, who will teach riders how to work with gaited horses, Mike Major, who will focus on horsemanship and tracking cattle, and Reserve Montezuma County Sheriff's Deputy Ted Holland, who will host several workshops on how to desensitize horses with police training methods. The County 4-H program will also hold a horse judging contest on Friday, along with the Future Farmers of America. The two programs have several contests planned throughout the weekend, including the return of, quote, Ag Junkyard Wars on FFA welding contest. CSU Professor Ryan Rhodes will host a workshop for ranchers on how to mitigate the effects of drought. A Saturday workshop will teach the basics of water law, and gardening workshops throughout the Expo will offer advice on how to grow food more efficiently. Beals said the Expo organizers had already been planning sustainability workshops for this year, but they seemed even more fitting after an unusually dry winter in the Southwest. Other highlights of the Ag Expo will include a visit from Colorado Commissioner of Agriculture Don Brown on Thursday, a Friday showing of a documentary on young farmers, stock dog trials, and competitions for kids throughout the weekend. Festivities start at 9 a.m. each day at the Montezuma County Fairgrounds. Admission is $5 per day for adults and free for children under 16, with 3-day passes available for $12. For more information, go online to 4statesagexpo.com or call 970-529-3486. Dolores County Search and Rescue will be at a booth there, and please come by booth 32 for the Dolores County Farmers Market, DC Press, and the Dove Creek Chamber of Commerce to say hello.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of March 5th through the 11th. Dolores County Sheriff's deputy responded to assist Colorado State Patrol on a non-injury semi-vehicle accident. A semi-rollover was reported on Highway 491 at milepost 58. The Dolores County Sheriff's Office, Colorado State Patrol, Dove Creek Fire, and Dove Creek Ambulance all responded to the scene. Multiple reports of missing or stolen campaign signs. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happening Saturday, March 17th from 6 to 9 p.m. in Moab. Join Oars for a night of award-winning short films, food, brews, music, and a chance to win some awesome gear from Yeti, Chacos, Cool, and NRS. Music is courtesy of Quicksand Soup. Dinner provided by Yummy Town Food Truck, which we hear is very good. MC is Stacy Bear, skier, climber, boater, veteran, and NG 2014 Adventurer of the Year, and additional speakers and film programs will be announced later. The cost is just $20. It includes 2 drink tickets, 1 dinner ticket, and 1 Yeti Rambler. 100% of admissions for this event will be donated to Beacon After School Program in Moab, a local nonprofit empowering students to discover their innate ability to succeed by providing universal access to after-school activities. For more details, go online to boathousetour.org. Also March 17th, join MORP in learning the valuable skill of grafting and take home 4 heritage apple trees grafted by you at the workshop at the Dolores Community Center. That's from 10 a.m. to noon. Yes, you may observe for free, but they think you will have a much better experience by getting your hands dirty. Meet them in the South Room. A minimum of 10 participants are required and a maximum of 20 are allowed. So please pre-register early to assure your place in the workshop. Although you can register at the event, first come, first serve, as spots are available. Let them know what workshop you plan to attend by emailing MORP at morp@montezumaorchard.org, or you can also pre-register and prepay at MORP's PayPal account at the website. Just write a note in the comment line to send the email to which workshop you paid for. Cost is $35 for current MORP members, $45 for non-members, and you may become a member or renew your membership at the same time as paying for the class. All needed grafting supplies are provided by MORP. And today, March 12th, the town of Dove Creek salutes their very own Mary Rydell in a commemoration of her gold medal Paralympic skiing awards. Congratulations and happy Mary Rydell Day. All of the happenings are posted up on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather and original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119, and we'll be sure to get your news on the air.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.